Hi, everybody. I'm Ron Futrell. Steven Jackson has the night off, and we've got a jam-packed edition of Sunday Sports Extra for you tonight, featuring the opening of Runnin' Rebel basketball. Yeah, the Rebels start things off with a bang, or is it a slam with the arrival of Larry Johnson? More on that later. Plus, guess who showed up in Minneapolis today? Yeah, Herschel Walker in his debut with the Vikings. But first, let's go to the Bay in Oakland. The San Francisco Giants struggling. They lost Game 1 of the World Series last night, and with Will Clark feeling sick with the flu tonight, it didn't look very good for the boys from the west side, and it didn't start out too well. As we take you to Oakland, where Carney Lansford steps up to the plate with Ricky Henderson on base. He slaps one to right field, as Lansford can do so well. Henderson's going to score easily, as it's 1-0. The A's take the lead. Giants came back to tie it at 1 apiece. But then Dave Parker came up. Remember he had a home run last night? Well, watch what he does this time. A shot to the wall, the 330 sign. Oh, it's right there. In fact, it's on the line. It's fair. Around comes Jose Canseco to score 2-1. The Giants, the A's, then take the lead, and the Giants' feathers were getting a little ruffled out there in right field, I guess we could say. The home run tonight, you know the A's are going to get a home run. They had 2 last night. They had 1 tonight. This one comes from Terry Steinbach, the catcher. Sends this one to deep left field. 5-1. The A's go on to win Game 2 of the World Series, but the Giants still haven't given up hope.
And then all of a sudden it could turn around. Look what happened in St. Louis and Minneapolis a couple of years ago. So we're down. Our back's against the wall, but I just had a little brief meeting with my ball players. I don't want anybody to get down. We're still going to have a great chance at home, and we're going to, when you're in a situation like this, you just got to keep battling, and it seems like you're tested, and the clubs that quit battling are the ones that's going to lose. We're not going to quit battling, and sooner or later we're going to come out of this thing.
The A's dominate once again. Mike Moore gets the victory tonight. Rick Honeycutt and Dennis Eckersley came on in relief just to get some work. They really didn't need to come in. Both teams take tomorrow off. Game 3 will be Tuesday in San Francisco, so hop on the BART and head over there for that one. Bob Welsh pitching for the Giants, for the A's against the Giants. Don Robinson. Now, a little over a year ago when Wayne Gretzky left Edmonton for the LA Kings, there were plenty of tears from both Wayne and the Oiler fans. Tonight, the tears were replaced by cheers as Gretzky returned to Edmonton to make hockey history. The great one, trying to pass Gordie Howe on the all-time NHL scoring list. Howe was there in the stands to watch Gretzky at work. Early in the game, Gretzky with the pass to Tom Laidlaw to Bernie Nichols, who scores it, and Gretzky ties the record, 1,850 points in his great career. And then 53 seconds left in regulation. 4-3, Edmonton leads. Gretzky sets the record.
Wayne Gretzky, the great one, has become the greatest of them all. The leading scorer in the history of the National Hockey League.
But that wasn't all for Gretzky. They go to overtime, tied at 4 apiece, and look what happens. Gretzky, with 1:30 left in overtime, scores the game winner. What a thrilling night for Wayne Gretzky. And he was so happy that his boyhood idol was there in the stands to watch.
Yeah, as I said many times in my life, we're so fortunate that maybe the greatest athlete of all time played our sport. He's a great person, a great player, great ambassador, and I'm just very fortunate that the guy who was my idol is a friend of mine, and he'll always be number 1 in my heart.
Gretzky talking there, of course, about the great Gordie Howe, but now it's the greatest Gretzky, we can say. On our sports quiz tonight, well, it deals with Rebel basketball. Take a look at it, and we'll give you the answer coming up next. Rebel basketball fans, the Final Four is in Denver this year. I thought you'd like to know that. Now, I know it's a little bit early to start making reservations for McNichols Arena, but this year's team has the potential to be the best Rebel team ever. Opening day for the Rebels, 2 morning workouts today, and then another one in the afternoon. Both were closed to the media. What you're seeing here are the warm-ups for practice, and Coach Jerry Tarkanian on hand for the warm-ups. He was actually lightened up a little bit with some of the people there at the practice today. Having a good time there today. George Ackles is still working out with the team. He's got a broken right wrist. He'll probably redshirt this year. He's learning how to use his left hand, as you can see, and he's learning very well. It could make him more dangerous next season. There's a lot of work at practice, but it was a lot of fun at the first news conference, too.
you had a chance to sneak and see the first practice, you can just see how I just breezed through it. And I'm just ready for the second one, honestly. I think I'm going to pull an ankle injury at the second one to see can I sit this one out. Just playing, Coach.
Could you guard Larry Johnson?
We're at two different positions now. No, the question should have been, can he guard me?
We've played a couple of one-on-one games before. I've won some, he wins some, but he can't beat me dunking. I would like to say that. I beat States Island in so many dunk contests, it's pitiful.
You know, a lot of people all over the nation are getting excited about this year's Running Rebel basketball team. You take a look at some of the basketball publications that haven't been released yet. We found out what they've got the Rebels ranked. Street and Smith has the Rebels #1. Big East Basketball Yearbook, there's another #1 ranking there. Inside Sports puts the Rebels at #4. The Big 8 Basketball Yearbook, they got the Rebels #1 too. And finally, the Sporting News, their special college basketball issue has the Rebels #1. They've also got Tark with Augment and Anthony on the cover, and a big article inside featuring Rebel coach Jerry Tarkanian. So, as you can see, a lot of attention for the Rebels nationwide, and a lot of people picking the Rebels to finish at the top.
You know, we have a great group of kids, and I think we have a chance of being very, very good. We have outstanding personnel, and they're a solid group. I think they'll work very, very hard if we can get everybody to fit together right, and by that I mean everybody makes certain sacrifices. I think the team can become a great one.
First time I've heard Coach Tark say the Rebels have a chance to be very, very good. Now, the answer to tonight's sports quiz, 4 current Rebels with the word ice in their names or their nicknames. They are Stacy Ice Augment, Anderson Hunt. Now, his nickname is Nice. Then there's Travis Bice, and the tough one was newcomer David Rice, a JC transfer. So this year the Rebels have Ice, Nice, Bice, and Rice. Not sure what that means, but there you have it. We'll have NFL coming up for you next. Let's jump right into week 6 of the NFL season. Plenty of upsets today. First, the big battle in the NFC East. Washington and the New York Giants. Giants win that one 20-17. Giants now have a 5-1 record. They're in first place right now. And San Francisco with quarterback Steve Young beats Dallas. And the Dallas Cowboys are 0-6 right now. Let's head to Minneapolis. The debut of Herschel Walker on the Metrodome AstroTurf. And I tell you, the payoff is immediate for the Vikings. First run from scrimmage for Walker, and watch what he does right here. Breaks into the open, breaks a few tackles, breaks a few shoestrings. And finally, it's Tim Wilson who brings Walker down. And Herschel, go back, pick up your shoe. All right, buddy, he does. 148 yards on the day for Herschel Walker as the Vikings win it. The final score, 26-14 over Green Bay. Detroit, the Lions win their first game of the season by beating Tampa Bay 17-16. And Philadelphia over Phoenix, 17-5 was that final score. A hot day in Tempe for the Eagles and the Cardinals in Randall Cunningham. You see, it's hitting, about 102 degrees right there. The Eagles, Jerome Brown. Watch the knock. He recovers, juggle, hold on to it, Jerome. He grabs it and walks the tightrope down the line. Eventually, though, watch what happens here. Anthony Toney is sacked in the end zone. Safety for Phoenix. Randall fading back. He spots Chris Carter in the end zone. He eludes a tackler, and while he's being dragged down, gets it to Carter in the end zone, who leaps and makes the catch. Randall, one more time. Watch him scramble on this play. He's going to get caught, finally. He's going to get grabbed again. No, he holds on. And there's Carter about 50 yards downfield, all alone. The Eagles win it 17-5. Now let's head to L.A., the Raiders in Kansas City. Bo is back, and he knows football. Watch out, folks. Watch this run. He goes to the right side. Whoops, no room there. Let's head to the left. Outruns just about everybody. Finally, Kansas City, the defenders get the edge on him and bring him down. 85 yards on the day, 1 touchdown for Bo Jackson, who is fresh back from baseball. Bo hasn't forgotten football, has he? As the Raiders win the game, the final 20-14 over Kansas City. Pittsburgh beat Cleveland 17-7. Remember what happened last time Pittsburgh played Cleveland, first game of the season? It was 51-0. The Browns won the game. Look what Pittsburgh did at Cleveland today, winning by 10. Can you believe that? Seattle over San Diego 17-16. An extra point was blocked by San Diego that failed them from going into overtime with that game. The upset of the day was Miami over Cincinnati 20-13. The Bengals were favored by 7.5 in that game. Denver beat Indianapolis 14-3. The Broncos are now 5-1 on the season. And look what Houston did to Chicago, 33-28. The Chicago Bears won their first 4 games. They have now lost 2 in a row. Atlanta by a point over New England, and the New Orleans Saints beat the New York Jets 29-14. And on Monday night, a great matchup. The LA Rams will see if they can remain undefeated at 5-0 right now against the Buffalo Bills, who are 3-2 on the season. All right, finally, let's leave you tonight with one more look at the Gretzky goal as it happened on Prime Ticket.
The blue line held in by Duchesne. Duchesne's pass in deep to Taylor to Gretzky. He scores! He's done it! Wayne Gretzky, the great one, has become the greatest of them all. The leading scorer in the history of the National Hockey League.